Hey everyone, it's Benitez here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel for another episode of WTF What the Flow. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can replicate contains data and does not contain data in flow conditions. So in terms of the agenda, this is a beginner level topic. I will do a quick recap of how you do this configuration in Dynamics 365 workflows, and then we'll jump straight into flow. So in terms of Dynamics 365 workflow, what you are currently used to is when you create a condition step and when you specify the condition criteria, you can select the field and then you can select whether the field criteria contains data or does not contain data. And this is what I'm going to show you in terms of replicating in flow. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my flow, and in here we have a condition, and what we're going to do is we're going to edit in basic mode. So I'm going to reference my field product, and because we're not referencing a field value, we're checking that it does not contain data. So like what you saw in episode 2, we are going to edit in advanced mode. Now, because we are not referencing field value, we can get rid of the quotation mark here, and we can also get rid of the comma. So now the next step to do is replace equals with empty. So this is how you can replicate does not contain data. The next bit that I'm going to do is if this expression, so if this expression equals false, so in other words, if it does not contain data, then we want to check if it does contain data so that it can go ahead and continue with the other action in the flow. So the only difference is that when you want to replicate contains data, the bit that you need to enter is a not expression, and then an open bracket, and then a close bracket to close off that expression, the function. Right, now I'm going to hit save. Now before I create the case, basically this is now going to say when a case is created, if the product does not contain data, then send an email to the case owner. Otherwise, check if the product contains data, and if it does contain data, then go ahead and send an email to the account owner. Now I will go through the steps of sending the emails in another upcoming WTF episode, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Okay, so now that this flow is ready to go, we're going to jump back into my unified interface, and we're going to test the first scenario where it does not contain data. So this is for the product. Cool, so that is the case created. Now we go back into flow and we refresh. So here it is. So now when we check the flow, it should have passed the condition. So expression result equals true. So now it should have sent an email to the case owner. So here it is. So the email has been sent. Okay, so I will now go back into Unified Interface, and we're going to test the other scenario where it does contain data in terms of the product field. Cool. So now when I go back to my flow and we check the run history, we should see that it has succeeded. Fingers crossed. And it's running. and I think that has successfully executed. So let's check. So we should see that it failed the first condition because it does not contain data. It actually does contain data. So now when I expand this, we'll see that the email has been sent, and there it is. The email has been sent to the account owner. So just a quick recap. What you want to do is you want to edit in advanced mode. You want to replace equals with empty and get rid of the comma and the quotation mark, and to simply create a statement or function where you want to check that it does contain data. It's the same, however the extra value that you need to enter is not, and have an open bracket and closing bracket. And yeah, that is it for today's episode. I hope you learned something new from me today. I want to do a shout out to all my new Australian. I want to do a shout out to all my new subscribers in the last few weeks. Thank you so much. And yeah, follow me on Twitter. I am on Blogger as well, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Turn up. Let's go.